Good morning everyone, Alessandro here and welcome to this Bitcoin price analysis. Today we're gonna cover Bitcoin and why this little pullback is happening right now. Is this bounce already over and we're gonna enter into a bear market, or are we in here for a great buy opportunity before we head towards much higher levels and potentially even new all-time highs? We're gonna have a look into that, guys. And also we have some major updates on Bitcoin Hyper, since this one is raising more and more funds. Basically, whenever Bitcoin is having just a little sneeze to the upside, this one immediately puts much more money basically into this project. So we're gonna have a look into that, guys. Those are of course new upcoming cryptos that I'm buying up right now that we're gonna have an update as well. And also for everyone that is signing up right now to 2bit exchange, the link I'm gonna put it right here in the video description, guys. This is the list of my exchanges that I'm using, and 2bit is of course also here because on 2bit right now we have a great deposit bonus going on. And right now, if you register during this spooky Halloween event that we have here for the next 10 days until Halloween, you can get $50 bonus for free if you just register with my link. And also you're gonna get some deposit and also trading rewards here as well. Depending on your deposits that you can see here or the trading volume that you're gonna accumulate totally, you can get those sort of bonuses. The bonuses you can always use to do some free trades, guys. That means that you can, for example, go long or short here, or of course also trade on a spot. But it is mainly used for leverage trading, so for derivatives here. So if you want, for example, to trade Bitcoin with leverage, you can do that of course here as well. Going long and short. Of course, remember guys, everything is very risky here in the crypto space. So the crypto market is extremely risky, especially when we have those huge flash crashes and those huge wipeouts like we have seen basically a couple of days ago. So when we really had this huge massive crash here, and now we're basically just going sideways. So always do your own research and keep in mind that I'm not a financial advisor, and everything of course in my videos is no financial advice. I'm just sharing my own opinions, price analysis and market observations, guys. And now let's dive here straight into the 4-hour time frame for Bitcoin. We're gonna have a look what is going on right now, because we got this first rejection right where previously we got some support and now we are getting some resistance here basically at the same spot. The thing that we need to have right now is of course a higher low in comparison to this one over here. If we drop below this low that we created here basically last week at around $105,000, if we see 4-hour closes below, then of course it's very likely that we're gonna continue to fall to much lower levels, easy below $100,000. And this move that we are seeing right now, if you're trading with my indicators, we got of course here some sell signals right at the top here, also right at the top side of the candle channels. Of course we got here some resistance, we got different sell signals here on different indicators. So of course it's normal that we see a cool off. Important is only really that we're gonna create now a nice higher low. So we have to remain with the 4-hour closes above 105k to at least expect here a nice change in trend. So that means with higher highs and higher lows, and that we're gonna go of course to much higher levels, because with this move we didn't even come up here to test the 200 moving average in the 4-hour. So this pump or this bounce that we have seen was very weak. And if we have a look into the CME chart, I told you also yesterday, guys, that we have a little tiny CME gap down here at around 107k. So this one most likely in the next coming hours will get filled, probably at the market opened later today. So expect that this little CME gap down to 107k will get filled with this move. That means in theory we would have then covered that CME gap, and we could eventually see here continuation to the upside. The thing is only here that on the daily time frame we are still on the bearish control zone. The RSI is still below the 50 level. Yes, we got the first buy signal, but we don't have yet a confirmation buy signal like we got for example over here when we rallied from 113k all the way up to 126k. And stochastic RSI is looking good, and also my buy indicator here basically is looking good, but the confirmation indicator right now is not crossing bullish. Also here over on the CME chart, we're still basically waiting for those buy signals to appear, and here we're still above the 200 daily moving average. So this is of course also a good sign. If we go over into the weekly time frame, unfortunately here still things are looking ugly, because as I told you, we are now having a weekly closes below the median line of the calendar channels on the 20 weekly moving average. And every time that we got that, we got a retracement back down to the 50 weekly moving average, currently at $102,500. As long as we have the weekly closes above, bull run continues. I would only call that the cycle top is in and that the bear market will start right now once we see weekly closes below $102,000, so below the 50 weekly moving average, then I will officially call a bear market from then on. But until then, of course, the bull run continues, and that's why I'm expecting much higher price levels. So if this week is going to close above $110,000, then I think that we still have the chance here to recover heavily. But if we're starting to see now weekly closes below here $110,000 and even go below the 50 weekly moving average, I think that would be the confirmation that the bear market basically is starting, and that we're gonna go probably in the next coming months, maybe the whole year of 2026, into much lower levels, and that for a very long time we have seen now the top for Bitcoin, and we should cut off the losses, guys. The altcoins will get decimated, and no altcoin season basically if that happens. But we still have the chance, of course, to recover here. But things are really in a critical point right now, also because here these purple lines here, you see a clear support that currently is getting broken and a clear resistance up here. We are building up basically this rising wedge here, which is of course a bearish pattern, especially seeing that right at the top of a potential market, because based on the 4-year cycle of Bitcoin, we should be seeing the top somewhere here in October. And if that is true, if it's again true that the 4-year cycle is over and we're gonna now enter into a downtrend, of course we still have the chance at some point to rally hard here towards new all-time highs. But if this doesn't happen, then of course we slowly are going to bleed out here into a bear market for the next coming months. And usually whenever the cycle top was in, so if the cycle top is in here in, let's say, beginning of October, that means that most likely the bear market low will be like 1 year later, so somewhere in September or October next year, and then we start a completely new bull run. So this is what I'm afraid could happen here if the cycle top is really in. And this week and the next coming weeks will be really telling us if the bear market starts right now and all rallies will end up in failed rallies and we're not anymore able to create new all-time highs, or if the bulls are still here and that we can still rally towards new all-time highs. Then of course, once we break above here the resistance, so once we have weekly closes above $128,000, then yes, then I would say that targets again towards 150k, 180k, 200k are possible. But until this is not happening, the chances are here, of course, that we start from now on a bear market until maybe the middle of or the end of 2026, and then start a completely new bull run. Because maybe we could be also in a bull run like this, where you see here a huge bull run, then we top out somewhere and we have a massive crash before the real run up is starting. Of course, time wise, we should be somewhere here in theory, where we see those parabolic run ups into the cycle top. But if the cycle is different, then maybe we are somewhere here where we just get this rally. Of course, we created new all-time highs, etc., but then we slowly are bleeding out, then have this crash, and then later on start a completely big bull run towards new all-time highs. Every cycle is different, and also this one, of course, so far was very different. And now, of course, the big question is, are we going to see now another big bounce and continuation to the upside, or is the cycle over for now? Because time-wise, it should be over right now. This is the big dilemma that we have right now. And yeah, if that happens, then of course the altcoins will get decimated. That's why currently I'm not touching any altcoin. I have, of course, some altcoins. I will definitely go into stable coins if we get confirmation that the Bitcoin price is basically confirming that we are entering into a bear market. Then I will definitely cash out with some of the altcoins like Solana, Tron, Ethereum, and so on, that also are perfectly like moving according to Bitcoin. And the only thing that I'm doing, of course, right now is buying into some low market cap coins, where there at least you have the chance that at launch they could pump eventually, or also later on, because when they are getting launched with low market cap, of course the chances are high that they could could still pump. If you go to Maxi Global, for example, that exchange that is listing up always new coins, you can see all of them that are launching, they're pumping like crazy right at launch, and you want to have them before the big launch. That's why I'm still bullish for those coins. And of course, if the bull run continues, then those new coins like Bitcoin Hyper, for example, that are very hyped right now, right before the launch, of course, they have great upside potential. No guarantees, of course, but at least you have the chance here that you could enter into a coin right now in the early access phase before it is coming out. First of all, that is launching with a low market cap, and that also it's very hyped right now. That's why for me, Bitcoin Hyper is a no-brainer. I bought in, of course, and now I'm waiting for the launch. And if you also want to get on board with some new cryptos that are launching, the complete list is here in the video description, especially for Bitcoin Hyper. That's, of course, my no-brainer at the moment, because I think that Bitcoin Hyper, it is enjoying such a big hype. And every time that Bitcoin is going slightly higher, here you see also on-chain, a lot of people jumping on top of this coin here before the launch. And also, of course, if you want to trade on 2bit exchange, where we have currently this big sign-up bonus going on and so on, you can check out all exchanges here. Also 2bit is here, of course, because everywhere you get the maximum sign-up bonuses with my links. So that's it for now, guys. Let's see what Bitcoin is able to do. I think that today, most likely at the market open, we're going to see a bit more downside. Important is that we're not creating here lower lows in the 4-hour time frame, because then, of course, we could be really screwed and get very soon, probably by the end of this week, the confirmation that the bear market is starting. But until then, we have the chance to recover heavily and eventually even see new all-time highs in maybe in the not so distant future. So thank you for watching, guys. Stay tuned, be subscribed on this channel, and we're going to see us all in the next one. Bye for now.